Okay folks, are you ready? I'm not, but here we go with the GRS run. Well, not quite. I'm going to show you exactly how long it takes you to die if you go here, and you don't realize you have to move right away. What's this?
The G.R.S. office complex is located in the heart of New San Francisco. Elena's passkey gets me into the lobby, which is empty. The directory shows Marcus Tucker's office on the 4th subterranean level. I take the elevator down. Before the doors open, I hear a warning.
Attention! Lethal security probe on premises.
You will hear that voice a lot, and watch. 1, 2, 3.
Try to move a little faster this time. If you get out of this alive, do me a favor and start getting some regular exercise. And it wouldn't hurt to lay off the smokes and booze for a while either.
See that, folks? Literally within the first 5 seconds, you can die in that place. This place is not kidding around at all. I mean, yeah, we just learned that this place is nasty. But this is... Ugh. I love this part, but I hate this part.
The G.R.S.
And we break off to the right. We're looking for Paul Dubois' door. Nope, that's the supervisor's. We go there next. Nope. Auxiliary panel. Save. Increment file and save. Yes. Oh, I want that. Let's see. Well, let's squat down, because this is where you hide from the security sweep in here. We need to examine this pennant.
Let's take a look at this thing. What do we have here? It's like a computer access card.
And we're going to have to find at least one more of these. If we want to get into a computer, we need these cards. And they're hidden. And this is his computer.
I should turn on the computer first.
Oh, sure.
Computer passcard required.
Yes, I made that clear already.
Thank you.
Let's read a little bit about Paul Dubois here. To whoever reads this, the information contained in this file was to be delivered to me by Colonel Dobbs. I've been collecting this information over the past 6 weeks. I'm now being watched, and I doubt I'll be able to get in touch with the Colonel. Whoever you are, please get this information to the Colonel. He has promised to take it to the authorities. We've got menu, a clickable menu, the Crusade for Genetic Purity. Soon after I was hired at G.R.S., I was asked to submit to a genetic scan. When I was found to have no genetic defects, I was invited to join the Crusade for Genetic Purity. I resisted initially, but accepted when I found out that Eva Sanchi wanted to become a member. Eva Sanchi is a project supervisor here at G.R.S. I admit I had a romantic interest in Eva and thought it would be a way to get to know her. A small group of people met in Marcus Tucker's office after work, and Eva and I were initiated. It didn't take long to realize that this group was not the Crusade for Genetic Purity. The members called themselves the Brotherhood of Purity, and there were dark rituals and readings of prophecy. Frankly, I was scared, but I was sure there would be no way out once I was involved. It was Eva who told me to contact the Colonel and about exposing the Brotherhood. The G.R.S. Project. The project we've been working on is being directed by Marcus Tucker with Eva Sanchi, Daniel Murray, and Camden Leander as project supervisors. Tucker has divided the project phases so only he knows everything that's going on. My part in the project has been to develop a specific artificial viral strain, which I've been told will be used in treating respiratory ailments such as bronchitis and asthma. Okay, that could be useful. At one time, there were at least 30 people working on the project. Now we're down to 8. I tried to contact some of the employees that left, but couldn't. Today, I found out what happened to them. Some of them were considered to be genetically suitable and have been sent to the Moonchild. The rest are dead. I accidentally found a recording made of an experiment, and the test subject was one of my former co-workers. I only saw a few moments of the experiment, but it was horrible. I am sure the experiment involved the use of an airborne virus that was inhaled. It caused a violent death almost instantly. It's horrifying to think that my research has probably contributed to the virus that was being tested. That's pretty scary, alright? The Moonchild. Those who've heard about the Moonchild have been told that it's a religious getaway for faithful members of the Crusade for Genetic Purity. I found out otherwise. It was constructed by the leader of the Brotherhood of Purity and is referred to as the Ark of Humanity. The only people allowed to go there are members of the Brotherhood, genetically pure humans. The Moonchild is gigantic and has been constructed to easily support thousands of people, along with all known forms of animal and plant life for several generations. The ultimate purpose behind the Moonchild is to provide a safe haven for the faithful while the Earth is going through its final purification. I don't know exactly what the purification entails, but I believe it's directly related to the experiments we've been doing here at G.R.S. And you see the Moonchild up there. A wireframe of it, anyway. And it's a big orbiting space station around the moon. Although I'm not sure if the moon can really have something orbit around it, we'll give them the benefit here. The indoctrination to the cult. When I was initiated, Marcus Tucker informed the others at the meeting of my genetic purity, then went on to give a short speech. This is what he said to the best of my recollection. The principles of the Brotherhood of Purity has existed for thousands of years, but the order itself was founded by the Docetists in 300 AD. We know a little bit about those who founded our order, only the truths that were left behind and passed down from one generation of the Brotherhood to the next. These truths are contained in an ancient text known as the Secret Doctrine. Through the ages, our power has lain in anonymity. We have quietly prepared for the day in which the Docetist prophecies will be fulfilled, and the genetically pure will inherit the earth. Many of the history's greatest figures belong to the Brotherhood, but this fact does not appear in any history book. Each of these men, however, laid groundwork for the next generation, each man's action a single stone added to a massive structure. It has now been 1,000 generations since the foundation of the Brotherhood of Purity, and the time has come for the prophecies to be revealed. All has been prepared, with the exception of founding the ancient Habath. The exception of finding the ancient Haba, a powerful talisman forged of magical elements, being the vessel through which the Brotherhood's power is channeled. When we have reclaimed the Haba, we will journey to the Moonchild, the guardian of the faithful, and there we will celebrate the purification, the time when the earth will be cleansed of all genetic abominations. Then after the waiting, we will return to a pure world and enter the glorious new age. This is scary stuff, folks. The Secret Doctrine. The Brotherhood follows the prophecies contained in an ancient text known as the Secret Doctrine. From what I've read, been told, and overheard, I've come up with a description of the Brotherhood's objectives. The Secret Doctrine tell of an entity called the Incubus, which the Brotherhood could summon when all the prophecies had come to pass. When I was initiated, I learned that only one prophecy had not yet been fulfilled, having possession of something called the Haba. From what I could gather, the Haba is some type of mystical statuette which holds sacred powers. Once the Brotherhood found the Haba, the Incubus would then create a Moonchild. This Moonchild would be the destroyer of the genetically impure and the guardian of the pure and faithful. Another of the prophecies says that a great storm, called the Great Alluvion, will come from the skies and destroy the impure. This process is referred to as a purification. I declare my throat. I think the Brotherhood plans to accomplish this by introducing an airborne virus into the Earth's atmosphere. After the purification, in which all life on Earth is exterminated, comes a period of time known as the waiting. The prophecies say this will last for 2 generations. It was for the waiting that the Moonchild was constructed. After the waiting, the pure races aboard the Moonchild will return to the Earth and begin the new order. Was that Secret Doctrine? Yeah, that was the Secret Doctrine. Okay. Known history of the Brotherhood of Purity. Origins of the Brotherhood. The origins of the Brotherhood of Purity predate written history. So many of the details are lost. The order started in the Far East among a small group of men whose concepts reached thousands of years into the future. While other, more primitive men were learning the uses of metal and stone, this Brotherhood was embracing the rudimentary principles of eugenics and ethnic cleansing. The names and acts of the founders were passed down orally for hundreds of generations. The genealogy, philosophy, and icons of the Brotherhood, however, were not fully committed to paper until the 3rd century AD. A group of men known to outsiders as the Docetists, I don't know how to pronounce that, composed an expansive tome attempting to summarize the history and doctrine of the ancient order. This text became known as the Secret Doctrine and was accepted as the official word of the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood of Purity grew steadily in power during the rise of the Roman Empire. Despite the enormous wealth and influence of the Brotherhood, its anonymity was preserved. The number of those who initiated were received in the The number of those who were initiated and received the teachings, signs, and passwords was kept to a bare minimum, ensuring complete dedication and fealty, as well as avoiding the dilution of quality, which inevitably comes with overpopulation. When the Roman Empire fell, the Brotherhood survived unscathed. In fact, it is speculated that the order hastened the downfall for its own benefit. The Empire had grown obese and sedentary and was no longer conducive to the higher ideals of the Brotherhood of Purity. The members of the order cast their eyes towards the fierce and hungry tribes of Anglos and Saxons, which were not as intellectually advanced as the Romans, but had not suffered the physical decline. The Middle Ages. Many of the kings in medieval Europe were members of the Secret Brotherhood. One was King Henry I, also known as King Henry the Fowler. He ruled Britain around 900 AD and was considered a visionary by the other members of the order. He prophesied that a gigantic storm will appear from the eastern sky and will overwhelm the impure, and this was added to the Secret Doctrine. Other pivotal and powerful rulers of the Middle Ages were secretly affiliated with the Brotherhood of Purity, including Charles the Great, Henry the Lion, Otto the Great, Philip of Swabia, Conrad IV, and Frederick Barbarossa. While King Charlemagne was not deemed intellectually suitable for the Brotherhood, his closest advisor and confidant, Hugo von Turan, was a high-ranking member. His influence on Charlemagne drastically affected the course of Europe's and the world's history. Counted among the members of the Brotherhood were not only kings and statesmen, but also religious figures such as Basilis Valentinus, Bishop Klingzer, the Count of Essera, and Egbert of Meran, the 13th century bishop of Bramberg. The Spanish Inquisition was instigated by a single radical member of the Brotherhood who held a high position in the papal order. It is commonly believed that the hundreds of thousands were put to death because they refused to join the Catholic faith. In actuality, these deaths were the result of an enormous ethnic cleansing. This was done, however, of the Brotherhood's own volition, and was not an act of the Brotherhood. Splinter Groups. Throughout the Middle Ages and into the 20th century, there were several branches which sprang from the Brotherhood. The Crusades were in part associated with one of these branches. Eventually, the main body was able to pair off the Splinter Groups, but not without great bloodshed and civil war. Most of these conflicts have been misinterpreted by history, indicating the extreme and far-reaching power of the Brotherhood of Purity. Adolf Hitler somehow obtained a manuscript of the Secret Doctrine and was heavily influenced by the principles of the Brotherhood, though he was never a part of the order. It took many years for the Brotherhood to undo the damage done by this madman. Even in the years which have followed, the main core of the Brotherhood has had to deal with other mutated branches, some of which have grown to the massive proportions of before the influence of the Brotherhood can bring them under control. So,
Warning. Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
yeah, that's perfect timing, actually. We will crawl a little closer to the desk here. Stay squatted down.
In case you've forgotten,
Aww,
the fourth rule of a
I should have been right there.
Don't get caught. The security probe isn't as forgiving as I am.
Oh well. I've run over by a bit, and I'll be able to splice this.
Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
Okay, we'll begin from that point. Yay. Okay, I had to do some... I screwed up a little bit. Hopefully I will be able to put that in, and hopefully I've cut everything out just the right way. Now that's what I did wrong. I didn't get in the right part of this. But you saw him just kind of go by, didn't you? And now we can save and increment, since we have done everything we need to in this room.
That door leads. The super.
Now, so I don't want to have to Geiger use. Yes, I'm doing this for a reason. Basically, that door is locked, and we need to have him run in there and die so that it unlocks that door.
He must have tripped something up.
Oh, wait. Save. Increment file and save, which is very smart. If I don't have enough time to do this...
It's a memo. Just stand. I love finding unlocked drawers.
Hopefully I had enough time to do that. I did. Good. Okay. Yeah, I know we're swirling around a bit here. But we needed the stuff from that... Okay. What we are next to is Eva Sanchi's computer. So right now I'm going to look at the stuff we just picked up.
Oh, there's a scratch on the laser disc. I wonder if it still works.
Presentation by Marcus Tucker. Okay. Oh, I did forget to get something in the other office. Dang it! I will get it. I will get it shortly. Ah, not my best. I think, yeah, that's a mini disc we need. Come on. I want to watch this mini disc on that computer over there. I need to do one thing first, but I need to. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to pick up the TV. Darn it.
Warning. Security sweep will
This should be
begin
the safe
in
spot for the
5
security sweep.
seconds.
Unlike the last time when I wasn't at the right part of the desk. Way to go, me. You can't see it from here. You might be able to see it if I stood up just a little bit to look through the window, but I'm not going to do that. Come on, leave. Leave. Thank you. Exit your panel. Save. Okay, being down has its advantages. Just allows us to see that. Grab.
Computer.
Right, now we can use.
Thank you.
This computer has a mini disk drive.
We use the mini disk. There we go.
I've made initial contact with the cult. The colonel's information was right on. There are at least 2 employees here that are members. I haven't been able to find a solid link between G.R.S. and the cult, but I'm sure Tucker knows what's going on. Over the past month, I've been letting people know that I support the eugenics movement. Finally, I was contacted today by a cult member named Murray. He's a project supervisor. I'll be attending an initiating meeting tomorrow night. I've gotten to know one of the young researchers, Paul Dubois. I'm fairly sure he knows nothing about the cult. He told me that Tucker doesn't trust most of his staff and has the project groups working separately. 9 or 10 people came to the meeting in Tucker's office. The only ones I knew were Tucker, Murray, and Paul. I got the name of only one other cult member, a creepy little Nazi named Camden Leander. He seemed to be the highest ranking member. I didn't learn much. They seemed more concerned with grilling me and Paul. I don't think Paul is cut out for the cult. I think he's attended the meetings to get to know me. I've advised him to get out while he can. Also, there's a young woman named Elena Moore who works as Tucker's assistant. She doesn't seem to know what's going on here. I think she knows too much, and she'll probably be eliminated when the current project is finished. I've warned her to get out of the company. It looks like the project is almost completed. The cult members are ecstatic. I keep hearing them use the words purification and alluvion. I don't know what they mean, but whatever's going to happen is going to happen soon. I'm not going to use a chip until I have a better idea of what they're up to. At our last meeting, there was an older man. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. Apparently, he's in charge. I noticed him staring at me during the meetings. Afterwards, he pulled me aside and said there would be a special place for me in the new order. I'm going to play along.
Okay. Let's save quickly. Increment file and save. Ah. We need the TV in here. Come on. Then we need to hightail it to the conference room. Go, please. Okay, we did that. Save. Once again, increment file and save. Believe it or not, this is the safe spot. Okay, got that. Up, thank you. Quickly, passkey, use here. And let's see. We've got to do... I'm going to hide here for a second while I explain what we got to do in here. Okay, auxiliary panel. I'm going to wait until the drone comes in. But let's save. Let's increment file and save. Basically, we need to get into his safe here. And his safe, I'll look at it in a second, and it'll tell you that it is triggered by voice. So yay. Yes, we'll do that. So now I need to combine some items. First, let's put the Laserdisc in the Laserdisc player. And we can look at that.
I just had a TV hooked up on the Laserdisc player. I'd be in good shape.
What do you know? And we combine that with the television. This is what we did most of the running around in here to get. All this. This is the main part right here. Let's examine it.
Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker.
Which is really, really good. Now we have a way to... open this voice-controlled lock on this safe. So I'm going to wait until the security sweep comes in because I don't want to be over there tinkering with it and then have, oh look, you have 5 seconds. No. So let's hang out for a minute, shall we? I mean, I probably missed out. Here we go.
Security sweep will begin in 5 seconds.
Auxiliary file. Here we go. Save. Increment file. Save. Okay, now we kind of have to hurry. We don't have to hurry an incredible amount, but not yet anyway. So.
To access the safe, please prepare for voice ID verification. Please speak your name now.
Use.
Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker. Hello, I'm Marcus Tucker.
We are about to have
Hello,
exactly
I'm
30
Marcus Tucker.
seconds.
Stand by
Oh, come on.
for DNA scan.
Don't worry about that.
DNA incompatible. Attention, security intruder on premises.
Grab. Grab. We have a few seconds here, so I will go. Grab. No. We square down. Look up.
Plastic plants always have.
Oh, hang on. Now, the security bot should go straight for the door. It's in there. And now the security bot is trapped in the safe. I'm doing a victory dance! You just can't see it because I'm sitting down and not on a webcam. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish out this, because we can explore the rest of this area in complete and total peace without having to actually, worry about that bot ever looking at us again. So, well, we can take a look around. Let's do the basics here. Open. Matchsticks come in handy. Now in there?
This drawer got pretty thoroughly cleaned. No, piece of masking tape is stuck here. Looks like some numbers are printed on it. 1, 4, 2, 2, 3, 5. Probably doesn't mean a thing.
Oh well. I like how he closes each one.
Nothing in here but a few pencil shavings and some dust.
So not much. And we won't find much else to do in here. I want to look up, please, now that I'm not in a hurry. But you're going to get this.
These computer panels probably do something, but I have no idea what it is.
And now we are not in a hurry.
These computer panels probably do something, but I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it's hard to explain what you need to do for this.
Wow, they had
Early
computer consoles
run
just like this on Lost
while
in
you're doing
Space.
it.
As a matter of fact, I think these must be the props.
Now we need to go back into Eva's office.
This door is the only way in and out.
But you'll notice it's blessedly quiet out here now that we don't have that thing running around.
This looks like the
Conference room in a second.
The dreaded conference room door. This access panel appears to be turned off. Getting around this place is too easy.
Oh yeah, sure it is, Tax. It's easy now. Easy now that I've... yeah, easy, huh?
Now the door to the R&D office. This access panel...
But we need to go back in here.
The supervisor's office seems like a super place to look for information.
And it is. Now, you remember that piece of paper? Or that masking tape, I guess it is? 4. Voila.
I wonder what's in that vial. It says cigarette viral powder.
Viral powder, huh? Well, now that we are far away.
I have no idea what these things do, and I'm not sure I want to know.
You're probably right.
These computer panels probably do something. Wow, they had computer...
Yeah, I probably could have done this bit earlier. Or
The
now,
consoles
I mean.
seem to be working, but they're inaccessible.
Yeah, we can't look.
It's a memo. It says, memo to Marcus Tucker. This disc was confiscated from Ava Shanzi before she was imprisoned on the Moonchild. We are still searching her personal effects for any sign of the winter chip.
So apparently they figured out who she was.
Consoles seem to be working, but they're inaccessible. Viral powder for cigarettes? A cigarette load is a classic practical joke, but this is ridiculous.
That is kind of disturbing. A match. Let's look at the video cassette.
Looks interesting, but I'll need to find a video cassette player. Let's take a look at this Buddha. Whoops. So clumsy. I'll be darned. This must be the
Aha!
winner. And it was right here under the Colt's nose the whole time.
Hidden inside this little thing. Nifty. Let's examine it.
This must be one of the winter chips the Colonel referred to.
Uh-huh. And that's pretty much all we can look at here. That's all the stuff we've gathered. But that videotape looks interesting. Now that we don't have
That door leads back to the hallway.
Now that we don't have a security bot, you know, stalking us. Let's see. Well, we want the conference room again. Because the conference room does have a VCR player. Okay, first things first. It's hard to see, and this will trip people up.
Hey, a key. Must open something here
Yeah,
in the
that
room.
key, right? That key hidden right there.
The cabinet doors are locked. Maybe there's something worth finding inside.
Okay.
My home movies would look great on that screen. There must be a remote control panel that controls this video screen. Maybe it's somewhere on the conference table.
Maybe. But it wasn't. It was on that little ledge over there. No, we just want to use. Isn't that out?
Looks like a state-of-the-art VCR.
VCRs in this day and age, folks. Maybe all they're using discs, mini discs, DVDs, and now they've got, computers, that have lost in space, but yet VCRs.
I should turn on the VCR first. Okay, it's turned on now. My home movies would look great on that screen. There must be a remote control panel that controls this.
Okay. And the remote control panel. Prepare for another video, folks.
Some kind of remote control pad.
Though not an effective way to infect the mass population, the viral powder combined with tobacco then inhaled is the quickest way to provoke death. Witness its effects on the traitor Paul Dubois.
Yeah. That doesn't look pleasant.
On a larger scale, the virus can be introduced into the upper atmosphere by means of dispenser satellites. With proper flight path alignment and a minimum of 100 dispensers, Earth's atmosphere could be thoroughly saturated within 12 hours. Once in the atmosphere, the viral molecules bond to condensing moisture and create a seeding effect. The ensuing rainstorms would bring the virus down to the planet's surface. As we have witnessed, the effect of the virus is almost instantaneous, and the entire fauna population of the Earth should expire within several days at most. While this method of extermination is thorough, its residual effects are significant. The atmosphere will continue to cycle the virus for years until natural decay and filtering cause the viral strain to become a negligible portion of the atmosphere. We estimate that this process will require a minimum of 30 years to complete.
So, scared yet? That has to be one of the scariest things that you could imagine them doing. Building a base on the moon, then that. But anyway, now we just have one more thing really to do. If I'm correct. Yep, we only have one more thing we really need to do. And that is travel back to our office. We could go back to the roadside motel. Let's do that. Why not?
Did you forget something?
We can talk to her and learn something.
He was all right to work for, but kept to himself. Sorry, I don't know about that.
And in fact, this is your only opportunity to do
Ava
this.
was hired about 6
for a
months
while.
ago. I tried to get to know her, but she was never too friendly with me. Murray's a hot-headed jerk, but he's brilliant. I heard a rumor that he was reprimanded for conducting unethical experiments some time ago, but he's too good to let go.
Reprimanded from there for conducting unethical experiments.
G.R.S. stands for Genetic Research Systems. It's a parent company made up of 6 smaller groups. I worked for Marcus Tucker in GDC, Genetic Disease Control.
Genetic disease dispensary, actually.
I'm a grown-up girl now. I wish we could have renewed our acquaintance under better circumstances.
And she's still sweet on you.
Wish I could help you. I'm not familiar. Mr. Percival made donations to G.R.S, but I never saw him there.
Donations to it, huh?
Wish I could help. I'm not familiar.
Sorry.
I'm not familiar. That's the big eugenics movement, though it's disguised as religion. Some of the G.R.S. people were members, but I found the whole thing hateful.
Good on you. It is pretty hateful.
Wish I could help you.
Beat the... You should know him.
I'm not familiar.
Sorry.
I'm not familiar.
Everybody should know Chelsea.
Wish I could help you.
Okay, with that done. Yeah, let's save and increment again. Yes. So now we can go back to our office.
Sure, I'm glad to be out of G.R.S. I'll need to catch a few winks before I go anywhere else. First thing in the morning, I'll need to go back and check on Elena.
We just did that. But we're not there. Yep.
There's been a change in plans. You and I have a date with destiny. Let's go.
It feels like I've been asleep for about 10 seconds when I hear something moving through the office.
This is bad.
Hello again, Murphy. Remember me? If not, how about now?
I hate that sound effect.
The ability to change forms is a talent I was born with. The metamorphosis is difficult to explain, but I've found it quite useful.
I would bet.
I haven't had a chance to thank you for your efforts to our cause. You did us a great favor in retrieving the statuette. It was the last key to fulfilling our ancient prophecies. Now we wait until the appointed time. Incidentally, I've kidnapped your girlfriend. I know you're looking for a certain computer chip. Abandon your search now, and I won't harm Miss Moore. It would be a shame to kill her. Besides, it's not easy stuffing a head into one of those water coolers. Just ask your friend Pug. He's cooling off right now.
That doesn't sound... Yeah. I'm glad we don't want to drink that water.
I tried for an hour to get Pug's head out of the water cooler, but it was no dice.
How
Police
did he
showed
get
up
that
and
in
thought
there?
about grilling me until they realized Pug was a mutant. And it was like they couldn't care less. That's the trouble with this world. A life's still a life, whether it's mine or Pug's, it still has to count for something. If a crime to humanity is committed, someone should have to pay for it. The chameleon had killed Pug for no good reason and had kidnapped Elena. I'm not about to let him get away with it. Not today.
So we see that Tex is mostly a pretty good guy deep down. He may be rough on the outside, but he has a pretty damn good heart. But with that, it is time to cut the video here because I've been recording for almost 50 minutes now on one video that I'm going to have to do major surgery on because of a couple of stupid mistakes on my part. So, until next time, where we begin day 5, I hope to see everyone then. Take care, folks.